now ex-father-in-law was an electrician working in an attic on a construction site. And it was right before the long weekend. And it was Friday. And he was in the attic, and he had a choice to go down to the basement, shut off his zone, or just quickly work live wires. So, of course, he chose the latter. Not the best idea, especially when the outside was 38 degrees and the attic was around 50. So what happens with moisture dripping from the forehead? You're holding on to wires. All of a sudden, he had all of the voltage ripping through his body. And he was watching his hands start to smoke. He smelled the flesh, and he said, "Oh my God, I'm going to die. Every muscle's restricted. You can't let go." So he was thinking, well, my wife has her will and set. My kids are grown up. You know what? I could die. And from there, he actually collapsed. And from that moment, he actually let go and lived. So, can I get an aha? 4 years ago, almost to this day, I did a Mo Monday talk along with everyone else that was doing the Mo Monday talk today, it sounds like. I was on the production crew for about 2 years, and the host at the time, the sweet Paula Moran, has been asking me constantly to be a speaker. I politely declined every single time, but this time she wouldn't take no for an answer. All right. I felt calm. I felt right to do so. So, the minute I said yes, I opened myself to a whole bunch of possibilities of being a Mo Monday speaker. My life became something entirely different. Synchronicities began to show up everywhere in my life, exploding with possibilities almost immediately. When Kevin asked me to do the Mo Monday talk, I had no reservations. Here's my story. While I was preparing for my last Mo Monday talk, what I learned most about was myself. My wife always says, you've already met her, Jocelyn. She always says, take responsibility for your life and your choices. In my experience growing up, taking responsibility meant being blamed or being at fault for something, a negative connotation that I had to take. Taking responsibility show up in my life and me doing whatever I could to avoid being blamed or something. So, oh my God, I became a people pleaser. Couldn't say no to people, couldn't say yes to me. The choices that I've made from that frame of mindset created my life as closed, complacent, and contracted. I was unavailable. I struggled financially. I was emotionally closed in all relationships. Actually, I kind of felt unworthy. I fell into a deep depression. No matter how much I tried to please myself and those around me, I failed, and I was getting angry that I was failing. In the midst of those struggles, a friend of mine who studied hypnosis took me through a self-discovery exercise. If you could picture this, and this is what I pictured when I was under. I was in a hallway. Everyone has 6 doors on the left, 6 doors on the right. You have a door behind you on your left, which is just ajar, but it's a dark room. There's some secrets in there. Only some people know. And on your right is a locked door to a dark room. Those are all your deep, dark secrets that no one knows. Only you know. All of a sudden, the tsunami of truth blows open those doors and spills into the hallway. So what happened was, all my lies were revealed. All my people-pleasing ways started to crumble all around me. I was forced to be open to everyone being angry and upset with me. I had to rip up my people-pleasing diploma. I put my tail between my legs and I put all of my focus onto my work. Luckily, my dog, Oliver, took me out for walks every once in a while. I buried myself so deeply into my designing, drafting, my 3D work, all hours of the day. That's when another dear friend of mine said, Wayne, very bluntly, said, you're living this way, it's going to kill you. Yeah. That was right. He was totally in the right for saying that to me, and it hurt me. I fired my 2 worst clients. I bought myself a yoga mat, and I headed over to the yoga shack. Within days, I got a message on Facebook from a woman who I've never met, and she was immediately familiar to me. Our first 2 dates were on the same day. Our 3rd date was 21 hours. Our 4th date was 12 days long. So it was very strange for me. The 3rd day in, I wasn't sick of her. So I had a feeling it was love. Within weeks, my Paula Moran MoMondays talk was coming up. Jocelyn helped me write my speech. While writing it, the story of my father-in-law came forefront in my mind. The fact that he tried hard to let go, he hit rock bottom, almost dying, and then with his last breath, he let go of his struggles. Letting go saved his life. That's right. Let go, let good, I should say. Let go, let good. And I need to get an aha to that. Taking responsibility is not about blame. Taking responsibility is owning your faults and your flaws, moving on, seeing those experiences and what I like to refer as my tools. I've been teaching at Fanshawe for 9 years. So I do run into students once in a while. One flagged me down, and he thanked me for saying something in his class that actually changed his life. Very moved. I wanted to do the exact same thing. So I actually had to find my 2 teachers. To make a long, awesome story short, I actually did find Mrs. Shack, grade school, and Mr. Adili, high school, and it took a long time to find them, but I found them, and I actually asked them, can you come to my MoMondays? By the way, a little side note, those 2 were actually married together. So having them sit at my table at MoMondays was, it was a little moving. There was not too many dry eyes in that audience because it was just insanely cool. So I got a chance to thank them to their face in front of 650 people, which was interesting. After the MoMondays talk, though, I asked Jocelyn to marry me after 3 months of knowing her. 9 months after we met, we opened up the #1 healthiest pizzeria in London. 360 days after we met, we married in a surprise wedding in her dining room in front of our family. I eat better. I actually exercise. We partnered up to open up London's first all-vegan ice cream shop beside our restaurant. Again, I discovered you need to have a certain level of a mindset to have that perfect aha moment. But en route, that's the aha moment where you need to have little aha moments, which opens up the mind, opens up the reality that a big aha hits you. But you actually just realize that big aha is actually the midway of your life. Thank you for playing with me.